Turtles. They're turtles. They're also teenagers. I think there should be a teenage emo Ninja Turtles. And they go, it's like, oh, come on, Dad. Gosh, Splinter. Yeah, the end of the phase. That would be a really interesting, filler arc, I think, where they're just like, God, I just want to read my comics, eat my pizza. Leave me alone, Dad. It's just, no! Well, yeah, am I a real boy? So, I love that I've gotten to be a part of the Ninja Turtles universe. In terms of the new ones, I actually think they're doing a really smart job. I particularly like the one that I was on because I feel like it was for people that liked it when they grew up with it and then they got a little older and maybe they'd read the comic books, and so we were much more like the comic books until we go to the fast forward, go to the future, jump the shark season. We were all like, what? But they were trying to make it kidsier because the kidsier version in the early 90s made so much money that the suits were like, let's try to replicate some of that magic. Like so much nauseating teacup ride. But when it was when it started off and it was like the comics and it was dark, I loved that. So, but I think the new one does a really smart job of being funny but actiony, and they're threading a lot of needles. However, I just last week was at, so in the broadcast industry, there's a time of the year, it's this time, and all the networks make their money from advertisers, right? So that you can watch things on the television for free, commercials, and they'll pay a lot of money, depending on the content. Like Super Bowl, that garners top dollar for their ad space. But the networks will go to advertisers and say, we're going to throw you a big party, come and look at our stuff, and you'll see that we're such a great network with such great content, with really rich eyeballs watching our shows, that you want to spend your ad dollars with us. So Adult Swim at Cartoon Network is no different. They need the ad dollar, but because they're cooler and edgier than most networks, they throw these lavish parties in New York, and just in case someone from an advertiser is a fan of a particular show, they bring a lot of us there. So I'm on a show or two, I get to go. This year our musical guest was Miley Cyrus, who, you know what, I thought the same thing until she performed, and she was actually remarkably good, kind of a hippie, brought up this really good shelter for kids and a lot of transgender people who've been just sort of discarded by their families. And her next music stuff is going to be with the guys from the Flaming Lips. So it's way cooler than I thought she would. Good on you. Trying to Britney Spears?
Yeah.
She shaved her head? Yeah. Yeah. As a person I mean, look, what is she guilty of, really? Being super rich and 22 years old. So, yeah, I can understand why you make a couple of mistakes. Being a millionaire at 22. But it was a really good performance. I mean, a couple of years ago we had Jay-Z. Jay-Z was just the musical guest for this thing. So they have these big parties. The whole point is, I usually see people there that I don't see a lot. Seth Green. So Seth Green is the new Leonardo. And it was Jason Biggs, and then they just replaced him with Seth, and it's the first time I'd seen Seth since he got cast, so I got to congratulate him, and we high-fived over both being a Leonardo, and it was wonderful. So I think you on some series, I had to have a meeting with them, and I got this phone call. Hey, you remember Chris, right? He wrote this thing, and we're doing a pilot for Cartoon Network, and we had auditions all day. There's this brother character, and he thought his actual brother was going to do it, but then he sounds too old, and so his brother's going to do some other stuff. But we listen to people, and no one sounds right. And you did all those voices for those Pink Panther games. You should totally do this kid. And I was like, awesome. I can come in maybe tomorrow. You got to come in today. Okay. Well, I'm in this client right now having this meeting. I'm not sure that I can. And he's like, no. It's got to be in the next hour and a half. And I was like, it's like rush hour in New York City. I don't know what that. So I was about to say no to auditioning for Venture Brothers because I had a meeting at Media Blasters, which no longer exists. Anyway, Venture Brothers does. And so as I was about to say, well, guess can't happen. He goes, no, we have to audition today. It records tomorrow. What? Yeah, it's really. I should have thought of you sooner. I'm sorry I didn't. I go, well. Thanks for thinking of me now, I guess. I mean, where are you guys located? And they were 3 blocks away from where Media Blasters was at the time. 8th Avenue, next to Port Authority, instead of 4 blocks away from Port Authority. So I was like, oh yeah, I can wrap this up and I can be there actually. So last thing, end of the day, go in there. I meet this guy Miguel, who is a wonderful man, incredibly talented and impossibly scrawny. They used him as the photo reference for Doc Venture, the season 2 DVD. I should bring visual aids when I do it. And it's so it's the red and white box. If you've seen that one, you have it. Oh, please show the audience. So if you open the cover of the box, like you take it out of the sleeve, and then there's a picture of him turning around like this, looking coy, pulling down his glasses. If you open up the first flap, it'll be on the inside of the flap, or that one. Let's see it. That's the one. Okay, show that around. See everyone? You see the thing, and then so that's actually Miguel's physique. So he welcomes me. He's like, oh, hello, come in here, please. And they put me in another closet. There's a closet theme in my career. Decipher that. So they have a DAT recorder, which is a digital cassette tape. Well, no, it's not digital cassette. There was a DCC format. That's different. That was a Panasonic initiative, which failed, but it could play analog cassettes as well. It was pretty cool. And my first job out of college in Wilmington, North Carolina, was selling audio stuff, and that was one of the things we sold. Oh my God, I'm old. But DAT, digital audio tape, was a Sony format, smaller, only digital, and high quality. But so old. Anyway, so they record me on a tape with a microphone with a stocking over it, and they're like, please record this. These boys are corny. They're corny boys, like the 50s, corny boys. And I go, oh, like those stop motion, like David and Goliath, or they go, yeah, like that. So I channel my former director, Sue Blue, who directed us in Ninja Turtles, who had this habit of saying robots instead of robots. Oh, the mousers are these little robots. And I took that and I said robots, and in the audition scene there was something about orbit. In the extended cut of the pilot, where we have a bidet and we're launching like cups off the bidet, and I was like, into orbit! And they thought that was cute. But in the middle of the audition, I'm doing my little corny boy, and Miguel starts shaking his head. He's kneeling in front of me at this chair with a DAT recorder, just shaking his head. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I guess I wasted everyone's time. I'm not even done reading, and he's shaking his head. And before I finish the script, he goes, perfect, he is Dean! And I went to the office, and then the next day, the studio, by the way, that I recorded in was around the corner from my home. I didn't even have to cross the street to get there. I made 2 lefts and went upstairs. And then I'm sharing a microphone with the creator, who I'd met before at parties, knew him around the animation scene in New York, and we're Go Team venturing, but it's completely unable to get the rhythm, which I play musical instruments, I blame him for having no rhythm, but it can be harder than you think. Let's do an experiment. On the count of 3, let's all Go Team Venture. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, Go Team Venture. Let's see how tight we can make it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, Go Team Venture! Okay, that was better than the 5th, and I tried to throw it off a little bit. That was better than what we did after 10 takes. It was like a running joke for the whole first season when we did that. But the first session we did, we were sharing a microphone on... Okay, so microphones have a pickup pattern, right? So this one is an Omni, so no matter what side of the microphone, if it's like this, no matter what side of the microphone I'm on, it sounds the same. Usually studio mics have like a big butt shape, or heart, I guess, but it goes like this. It's called cardioid, white cardioid. Shotgun mics on movie sets have a very thin pattern, so they can reject what's happening outside and just get what they're pointed at. So you don't pick up cars, you pick up voices. This mic had an optional figure 8, and like it sounds, it would pick up in front and behind, but not the sides. So we're sharing a mic very closely, almost as closely as Vic and I backstage at Quiet and we're like, go! 1, 2. You didn't do it. 1, 2, go! 3, not 2. So, and we're, like Eskimo kissing on the mic. And, okay, I'm gonna wait around and I'll see you afterwards. And then, he didn't get my text. And then I set up in a, who are you dressed up as? Are you Angela? Wait, no. You, yes. Who are you dressed up as? Oh, very nice. Okay, sorry. Okay, look, there are a lot of reasons. I'm going to go a little old school. I really liked when Romero did the first Spider-Man, because that sequence of discovering you have powers and like how to make them work, I thought was really delicious. First Iron Man had some similar, like the evolution of the suit was so good. And the physics of like repulsors and no, I'm gonna hurt my car. I don't know. A favorite Marvel movie? I like those old ones. Now I expect so much more. So they're still great. And I haven't seen Ultron, but
it's really good.
Is it really good? Is it better than the first Avengers? Really? Is it as Joss Whedon-y?
Yeah.
The Whedon is strong.
The Whedon is strong in this one. That's cool. You guys like S.H.I.E.L.D.? Agents of? Oh, cool. Wow, we should all go to the movies. Anyone want to go see Ultron? Can that be a panel? Let's go to the movies together. Oh, I just saw the Mad... Okay, so I'm working with some people that work on a Mad Max game, and they rented out a theater. We watched Fury Road.
Witness me!
Which is, yeah, what?
Witness me!
Kind of epic and so silly. Hey, so the name of the guitar playing guy, his name is Doof Warrior. Doof. Doof. And I believe his car that he's bungeed to is the Doof Wagon. Doof. Doof. And, by the way, basically everything in that movie is a practical effect. So the bungees, the guitar, and the fire shooting out of the head of that guitar are real. The guitar is playable. It doesn't sound nice, but it's playable, and it shoots fire, and you can bounce from the front of the car. The speakers work, and the taiko drums are real, and you can drive that thing. Good luck finding parking. All right, hey guys, it has been a pleasure. Thank you. I came into an empty room, and you filled both the room and my heart. Please come to other panels. I'm sure there'll be other things to talk about, and if you had any questions, bring them to that. There goes Space Jesus. I told you about that.